Everyone, welcome back to another episode of 710 Reviews UK. I hope you're all doing well, and we are back, people, with another review from our boys over at FTP Store. This is the final part of the big drop that they gave me. I can't remember how long ago now it has been, but it's been quite a while. This is for the I just dropped them. This is for the tier 3 carts. So these are the most budget carts from this guy, but by no means do they sort of taste budget, and you can see them all here. I don't know if the light's going to kind of up the extract a little bit, but as you can see, we've got about the same usage across the board. So we have what we'll start off with, which is the white runts. Let's see if I can get that showing off a little bit better for you. There you go. We also have the Chiquita banana. It looks phenomenal. We have the cap junkie, and we also have permanent marker. All of them looking great, super clean extracts. These are all diamond source, I believe. I will double check my notes, but I'm pretty sure these are all diamond source, which is why they're on the budget side of stuff. But we can't really talk about the smell on these or anything like that, and there's no real bag appeal to talk about because it's the same tech that's used across the board. It's these like AVDs, like ceramic carts, which are absolutely great. So we'll jump straight into the first review, which will be the Chiquita banana. So we're back for the Chiquita. No, it's not even the Chiquita banana. It's the white runt. I completely told a lie. It's a white runt. So if you don't know what the cross is for white runts, it's actually Skittles crossed gelato. So I'm expecting super sweet, super creamy terps, maybe sort of like vanilla-y background and stuff, as I get that quite a lot from gelato. So let's sort of jump in. Oh my god, it's so smooth. So I get a little bit more sort of sour fruitiness, maybe is the word that I'd probably use. Like, sour is definitely one of the correct herbs for this for sure. And it's sweet, but not like candy terp sweet. Like, I know a lot of Skittles and stuff like there's kind of a difference. You have like a spicy Skittles, and then you have like the typical sweeter Skittles. But then I find you also have like this sort of like weird in between where it's a candy terp in the sense of that it's sweet. It's not candy in the sense that it tastes like sweets. It's more like a fruity sweetness, and that's what this more has. I couldn't say that this has like in typical Skittles notes of like just really candy sweet and stuff. It is just more sort of fruity and sour fruity at that. But the aftertaste is kind of creamy. Not super creamy like you would do, like you would get in like a gelato flower or something like that, but it's very creamy. Really good vapor production. I realized a couple of times as well, I say that a lot on my vape reviews and stuff, but with these sort of vapes, you don't really see the vapor properly on the camera. So like, believe me when I'm saying that it produces a decent amount of vapor. But this one's been super enjoyable. Like I say, it's sweet, it's fruity sweet, it's sour. It's got a nice creamy back into it. It's not harsh at all, even at this point. Now that you can see we're like halfway through, the oil's just starting to oxidize a little bit, and it's not sorry about that. I don't know, fucking camera just got out recording. What a piss take. But yeah, the white runts is great. It's got a sour fruity note with it. It's kind of candy terp, but not massively, and the aftertaste does have quite a nice sort of like creamy effect to it and stuff, and it just kind of eases off the sort of candy terps, kind of nice, or fruity terps I should say, sorry. And like I said, the oil looks nice. It's only just starting to oxidize, which is perfectly fine. There's no harshness with this one, like whatsoever. It's incredibly enjoyable. So we are back now for the second vape review. This is on the permanent marker. Now you can kind of see here a little bit better how a lot of these diamond sauce sort of came. It's super clear, almost like a distillate clear when you get like that really sort of like purged distillate, man. I can assure you it's not, because it actually has terps. And it doesn't taste like added terps either. So, permanent marker is like one of my favourite strains. I think it's absolutely amazing. But yeah, as I was saying, I just knocked over one of the vapes. As I was saying, permanent marker is one of my favourite strains. If you don't know the cross of permanent marker, it's biscotti cross jealousy cross Sher BX. It's a weird amalgamation of the three. And it's super nice. Obviously, unknown with permanent marker mainly coming from Doja over out in America and stuff, does it incredibly well. And I feel like this is a pretty good example of it, if I'm honest. You've got like a citrusy sort of like diesely inhale, maybe gassy. With then like this, and I'm assuming this is coming from like the biscotti, sort of like a biscuity, sugary biscuity background to it. It's subtle, it's not like super prominent, but like there's just like every other puff you kind of just get like this biscuity taste from it. I don't really get much of the sherbet on this, but like you're never guaranteed to get like a perfect sort of like even distribution of terps from like each of the crosses and stuff. So like I'm not too bothered about that, but citrusy, gassy sort of inhale, man. It's really, really nice. Like I said, this one's done incredibly well. It hasn't oxidized like whatsoever, which is really nice to see. If you've not seen already as well, I vape all mine at 2.9 volts. Seems to be like my sort of like happy zone. I really won't ever go over 3 volts because it just fucking ruins your coil. But yeah, it's really pleasant, this one. I think I prefer the white runts over this one, honestly. The white runts just has a little bit more sort of like oomph in the flavour, if you get what I mean. This is nice, but it is a lot subtler in its flavour, I think. But I will say, when you're out and about, this is the one out of the two for sure, because it's a lot more discreet. The smell isn't as loud as what the white runts is. The white runts is like really sort of evident that you're sort of smoking, whereas this just sort of just looks like you're just doing a regular sort of vape. It doesn't have that same sort of like pungent aroma that the white runts does. So we are on to our third vape. Jesus Christ, the vapes are starting to hit me a little bit. The third out of the 4 vapes on this review, and we are coming in with the Cap Junkie. I've smoked this one a little bit more than the rest. I didn't really notice that. I try and smoke them all as evenly as possible. Obviously, sometimes you just end up smoking one a little bit more, and I have other people trying them as well. They didn't even say the cross. Oh my god. The cross is Kush Mints Cross Alien Cookies. Kush Mints is an absolute favourite of mine. I love Kush Mints so much. The flavour on this one is nice, man. It's fresh. I don't know how else to describe it other than like it's really refreshing, this one. It's almost like a flowery menthol, like a really flowery minty flavour on it, and I think that's where like the sort of refreshingness comes from when you take it, because it's like, I don't know, you kind of just like you smoke it and then like it just sort of like opens up your lungs a little bit, like almost like when you got like a fresh chewing gum or something like that. Like, really, really flavourful, this one. Again, absolutely no oxidization in the oil. Now, I've said it before on my other vape reviews and stuff. Oxidization really doesn't mean anything for vapes other than like you're either just overusing it a little bit, or like it's just general usage of like your vape. Like it just happens, man, on certain concentrates more than others. But these ones have holding up quite well, actually. Obviously, if you leave your vape for a long time as well, you'll probably get it. Obviously, air just naturally gets into the coil and will cause oxidization in some regard. But this is super chill. I really like this one, honestly. I think I prefer this one over the permanent marker as well. But I still prefer the white runts. The white runts has been the best one out of the 3 so far. Like I say, great tech, really good vapor production. It's not like too much that it's like a typical sort of like standard disposable vape and stuff, but it's enough that you filling your lungs up a nice amount. Each hit feels worth it. The concentrate is to a really high standard as well. I really enjoy this one. Yeah, the Cap Junkie's been super enjoyable, I must admit. Now we are on the 4th and final vape, people. And this is by no means the worst one. This is the Chiquita Banana, I think is how you pronounce it. It's an odd one. As you can see, the oil on this one's oxidized a little bit, but in general, this one was a little bit darker than the others. Not much, but there was a slight colour variation between the 4. But this one wasn't as pale as the permanent marker one was, which was super clear. Now, if you've been following my page for a while, and you followed me back on my Instagram days when it was just 710 Reviews UK and not the bonkers usernames that I've got to try and use now before I get banned, you'll remember this, and you'll remember FTP Store as well. So for those of you who don't know, I did a review for these guys about a year ago or so now, when I first sort of started out doing this sort of stuff, and this was one of the vapes that they sent me before you had like, think he still had the tiered sort of like carts and stuff, but there weren't as many options as what there is now and stuff, and there weren't as many sort of like extract options as well. And this was my favourite of the 3 that I reviewed back then. I think it was 3. It's been a while and stuff. I can't remember all the ones that I reviewed, but I just remember this one being my absolute favourite. So he'd sent me this one out again just to sort of like see if it was still holding up. Wow. First things first, insane amount more vapour in comparison to the rest. Real good vapour production. Really fills up your lungs. And it tastes phenomenal, people. It tastes absolutely amazing. So I also actually just realised with this that I didn't actually tell you the cross of this. So Chiquita Banana has 2 potential crosses for it. It's either OG Kush cross lemon, OG Kush cross banana, or it's OG Kush cross skunk haze or something like that. It's 2, like, no one really can seem to agree on it, and I imagine it's one of those ones where like it's probably both. Do you know what I mean? Or just people just renaming the strain. But I think this is definitely sort of more of like an OG Kush banana one, at least for me. Your initial inhale, it's sweet, like really sweet, like banana-y sort of sweet. It's super fruity, really nice. But then as that sort of like vapor hits your lungs a little bit more and sort of coats your taste buds more, it definitely does have more of like that sort of like earthy gas that I would expect from like an OG. It's really pleasant, and without a shadow of a doubt is still my favourite of these ones, even after a whole year. And I haven't had any of these vapes since. Like, this is without a doubt my favourite of the 4. It's just not a question, man. The terp profile on this is just so different to the rest. And it's terpier than the others as well. Like, I'm really hoping it's not just like a bias from it. I'll be kind of honest with that. But I don't know, like, yeah, it just has like more of the terps that I want. It's like more prominent in the flavour. It's probably the loudest of the 4 to smoke though. This and the White Runts are probably like tied in terms of like how much smell there is in terms of like weed. It's really strong. Again with this one, there's no harshness. This extract is absolutely phenomenal and stuff. Like, I think a lot of people will see the fact that this is tier 3, so it's just diamond toss and kind of just look over it. But honestly, in terms of sort of like flavour and like how smooth it is and stuff, like a lot like this one you could put as a tier 2, and I don't think a lot of people would really be able to tell the difference, to be honest. And this is absolutely phenomenal. Like, you can see now, look at that. The golden colour on that is amazing. Even while it's oxidizing, it's looking good. Like, I know it's a little bit darker around the top and stuff, but like that down just sort of looks more like a live resin, do you know what I mean? Absolutely brilliant, and I can absolutely feel using all 4 of these back to back. But yeah, absolutely amazing.